All right, I just arrived at JC Customs. For those of you that don't know, JC Customs is owned by Joel Charles. He does CNC machining down here in South Florida, and he does a lot of products for different people, including us. He does any of the products that we offer in Billet. It's done by Joel. He makes parts for other people. I'll let him talk about that. Let's go ahead and see what he's got going on here. Hey, it's Joel Charles. What's up, man?
Yes, sir.
Hey, obviously a lot of people, at least people I know who you are. But I bring up your name to people when they ask about CNC parts, and enough people have told me, like, who's that? Why don't you tell us a little bit about your background, how you got started in this, and kind of, you know, where you ended up right now. Like.
Yes, sir. All right. Well, my name's JC. I own JC Customs, and I make custom one-off billet parts. A lot of started off making a lot of lightning stuff because I had a lightning in the garage, and started reverse engineering, making little doodads here and there about 5 years ago, and it has exploded into everything. I make four-wheeler parts, Coyote parts, you name it, I make it. A lot of aerospace fixtures now, so it's been really good.
How'd you get started in this before you started making the part? Like, you didn't just go buy a CNC machine?
No, I actually went to school to learn this about, I don't know, geez, like 15 years ago now. So took the courses at night and also had a day job machining, and kind of put myself on the fast track and learned how to machine because I knew the end result was I'm going to have my own shop. So fast forward 10, 12 years later, I've been in business for myself for 5 years, and it's kind of been sky's the limit.
All right, well,
right now we're working on
why don't you show us, yeah, let's leave that to last. Why don't you go over a little bit about your machines? Obviously, this is just getting started here.
Yep, this is
what's this
making
be?
A fixture right now for the Coyote covers. Put this up on an angle so I can make the coil cuts and all that. And this is a Haas VF2. It's actually, I just purchased it not too long ago. It's one of my newer machines.
So this is your star, basically?
Yeah, this is it. This is my bread and butter right here. It does everything.
Okay, and we talked about the Coyote valve covers. We'll get to that in just a second.
All right.
What's going on over here?
This was actually my first machine that I purchased.
Is this the one that I saw is for sale?
Yeah, this one's actually for sale. It's my first VF2. This is one of the spaceship looking ones.
All right, well, anybody that needs a CNC machine, when I saw Joel selling this, I had dumb ideas of buying it, but then I was like, why? Because I'm just going to ask Joel how to use it, so let me just pay him to make my shit and don't worry about it.
And this is my mini mill.
Cool, what's going on in here?
I'm making a bunch of ATV parts for a local customer.
Okay, cool. So let's talk about that real quick, and then we'll go over the Coyote valve covers.
All right.
You know, you mentioned you're making that for an ATV customer. Obviously, you make what do you make for us? You make our pulleys.
Yeah,
pulleys. You made that boost brace.
Yep.
Coil covers. Obviously, he makes those for anybody. You can call him or me, whichever, and get custom coil covers. I'll show you that. The Palm Beach Dyno ones came out badass. But he's, you know, our logo's fairly simple. He's done some really intricate designs on those, and it's awesome. But, you know, can you tell us who else you make, or what other parts people may see? Some of that secret.
I have I have a lot of products. So if you visit my website, jccustomcnc.com, all my products that I make are on there, and a lot of Coyote stuff, a lot of Cobra stuff, trucks, OBS trucks now. I'm getting into that. They're eating that stuff up.
And some it's functional parts and dress up, right?
Yeah, it's functional and dress up, high performance dress up parts. Yeah, it ranges from everything.
Yeah, we that's another thing we get done by Joel. We have the billet oil cap with our logo on it, a couple different logos, Run PVD and Palm Beach Dyno, and things like that. Anyway, let's get to why I came here.
Yeah.
Right here. Look at this bad boy. Now, this is not done yet, and you know, this is the very, very first version, or
yeah, this is the very first
time you've cut it at all, right?
Yep.
So pretty damn good for the first set. What he said earlier was he's making a fixture over here that's going to be used
to put this up on an angle.
Yeah, and is that what all that's left to do on these?
Yep.
is get in there?
Yeah, they'll hold it up on an angle, and then I'll finish the coil mounts, and then this thing will be ready to rock and roll. So
you know, earlier we talked about the coil covers that he makes, and they obviously just cover the old coils. This right here is obviously starts out as probably about that size but longer.
It's actually all those blocks down there.
Oh, okay.
These will all be valve covers.
So these are all valve covers.
Yes, sir.
These right here, why don't you go ahead and flip those over? People probably want to see how intricate the work is on something like this. So
this is the business end of it.
Yeah, this is where all the tough stuff gets figured out.
So I have a cutout here that's real nice, and I'm going to have a plate that you bolt into here, and this will act as the baffle. So your port's here, but it'll vent here, back here.
Right. See, and this is a good thing to point out, right? Like you could have easily made this way simpler. Made a box that bolts on top.
Yep.
It's billet. People will buy it, and then they're going to have oil control issues possibly.
Yes.
So this is thinking ahead, and he's actually making a functional improvement, and it's not just about it looking cool, right?
Exactly.
Like, I mean, like
my whole thing is I like it to work like factory, but just look cool.
Right.
So
exactly.
That's my mindset on everything I make.
And I'm guessing you don't have a retail price on these yet, or do you?
Not yet.
No.
Well, I'll have all that figured out soon because I'm actually going to have a couple different versions. So this one, if you look, is curved.
Yep.
Right. Then I'm going to have a flat one. A lot of guys wanted just a flat one, and then I'll have another one that's like stock that uses my billet coil covers.
Okay.
And then I think that's it. 3 versions, unless somebody wants something else. And then we can also add the sensors, which I'm going to work on that later.
Yeah, as you can tell, this is set up for no sensors. Obviously, when you get to this level, a lot of the people are going to be running locked out cams. Am I getting these? Are these?
Yeah, these are for you.
Yeah, these are mine. For those of you that haven't been following it, I really haven't talked about it on YouTube yet, but I'm doing a billet motor project with NPR with the new AccuFab block that BAE has teamed up with them on, or AccuFab's team, I don't know how that works. Anyway, they're both involved. Both their logos are on the block, and these are going to go on there now. There's lots of reasons to have these. Obviously, A is I'm going to have a billet block, a billet crank, billet everything. I might as well have a beautiful set of valve covers, but also, like I said, functionally, A, underneath, it's going to be baffled, and then also, it cleans up the look of it. I don't have to have little circles on the valve covers that go right here to block those off or anything like that. It's just all business. So
well, a lot of guys have been melting their covers too, so if they're running turbos and stuff, which I've seen a few setups, so this will help with the turbo guys too.
Yeah, that's a good example. I have my billet engine is not going in my 2011 Mustang GT, but I do have a 2011 Mustang GT that has twin turbos really close to the valve covers, and didn't really think about it. I use Joel's coil covers to kind of combat that, but I do get some heat into these, and right now it's not an issue, but my car was making 1,300 at the wheels. I'm going more for like 1,700, 1,800, so maybe I'll need another set of these. Do you got a group buy going on? Not kidding.
I can.
Yeah, we don't need group buys on this stuff, man. You should be proud of this.
I'm very proud of this.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's not the hugest shop in the world, but that's what's great about working with Joel. In this day and age, some of this stuff doesn't even get made in the United States anymore, and it's a shame. And that's why I like working with Joel. And I've mentioned this in the past, but it's been a while, so I'm gonna say it again. Some of my favorite companies in the world that I work with: JC Customs, Joel Charles. This is him. I deal with him. It's his company. I deal with him. Injector Dynamics. If I really need something important, I can deal with Tony or Paul, the 2 owners. NPR. I don't deal with anybody but the owner. Now, obviously, somebody's going to try and turn this around on me and say you can't deal with me directly, but you can. You can send me a message on Facebook. You can send me an email. If you pay for phone support, I will talk to you. In my case, I just have a little bit more volume of customers than direct customers. Joel does a shit ton of work, and he does sell direct, but he does a lot business to business. Most of our business is direct to the consumer, and I have a lot of customers. I can't talk to every single person, but I'm available, and I'm still part of the company, right? A lot of the companies out there today, these companies that are getting bought up by all these conglomerates, there's nothing wrong with them. There's lots of benefits to that. At least they're still American companies, some of them. But the original vision of that company is gone. And once that happens, some are successful, some are not. So anyway, that's why I like dealing with Joel, and I keep my business in the U.S., and he does good by us. He does good by everybody he deals with. I know tons of people. Now, these valve covers, you can also get the NPR, right?
Yes.
He's ordering some.
Yes.
We'll sell them to direct to
Yeah, he's
his
going to be
customers.
a dealer, and he'll have some on all his engines, I'm sure.
Now, one other question for the dress-up crowd. Hold on, let me change this around. Because I know it's going to come up. Are you going to offer any kind of custom engraving on these?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Everything I have, I offer custom engraved. You got a name of your car, you know, we can put that in there, and I can also add color if you want.
Yeah, I mean, the way I look at it is, you know, we're used to seeing not necessarily on the Coyote, but on the Shelby's, there was always the nameplate and everything. It would be cool to come up. You know, if you own an engine shop, you could probably come up with a design that's...
Yeah, a lot of Tim stuff, the NPR, we put NPR on there, and it's not just an outline, it's actual his logo with the flames inside the letters.
Yeah.
It's really detailed. I can do a lot of cool stuff like that.
Yeah, that would be really cool, or even custom engrave the customer's name on something, you know, that
like
this is going to
maybe
go
on
on.
this build, we did a bunch of AccuFab. We can do all the names right here, so you see it on the valve cover.
Yeah, that's a great idea. NPR, BAE, AccuFab,
Palm Beach Dyno.
JC Customs,
Yeah,
right? You got at least you got to have your name on it if it's your part.
Yeah.
So anyway, we're gonna go ahead and sign off. If you need anything CNC, give Joel a call. What's the website again? Just make sure I don't get it wrong.
It's JC Customs CNC.com, and our phone number is 561-676-1141. You can call or text me anytime.
And also, one other thing, make sure you follow him on Facebook.
Facebook and Instagram.
Yeah, Joel's been real busy. He moved recently, new shop, new setup. But Joel makes some great videos. He's funny. So JC Customs, Facebook. He does awesome videos. He's funny, and you know, we'll make anything that you can dream up. So we'll see you on the next video.